What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be replacing our frosted window in the door with the Lippert Thin Shade window. We actually purchased another brand of window to go in there around Christmas time, but that window did not come with the clips that you have to have to release the window frame so you can take it out. I went online, did some research. It seemed like people have gotten it out without using the clips that Lippert uses to take their windows out, but it just seemed a little sketchy, and from everything I read, people were really fighting with the window to get it out. I didn't want to fight with it. The clips by themselves were like $25, so the $75 for the window plus the $25 for the clips plus shipping, we would have been well over $100 into that window. So what we opted to do was return that one and just get the Lippert brand window. It was like $5 more, but it comes with everything that we need to replace the window. So that's what we did. There's a lot of YouTube videos with that other style, with the other brand window. You know, it seems to work great. Looks good, seems to function properly, but we would just rather have the proper clips to remove the window. So that's what we're going to do today. Put in this Lippert Thin Shade window, and it's not supposed to be too hard. Guess we'll find out. So we're going to open this box up and see what we have in here. Frame. There's the $25 clips plus shipping. Not quite sure why they cost so much. Instructions. There's the actual shade. Underneath that is our glass. So as you can see, not a whole lot to it. So hopefully it's as easy as it seems like. Alright, so here's our separate pieces. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is put our shade into the frame. This is what you're looking at when you take the rubber band off of the shade. Unlatch these 4 latches. Now there's no top and bottom marked on this, and it looks exactly the same on the back side. So there's no difference between the top and bottom of this frame. Latch our top in place. This is the back side of your frame, so when you put it in, you want to make sure that your little handle to pull the shade up and down is facing the right direction. So since this is the back side of the frame, we're going to put it in with our handle facing down. So all we have to do is get it to latch onto these latches, and then when you close the latches, it locks your shade in place. So put our shade on. Now we're going to close our latches. And now the top is locked in. Come down to the bottom. Now I've got this sitting on the other side of the frame so that I have some space to work. And we're going to do the same thing down here. So same deal. Put that around your clips and then shut your latches. that locks the bottom part of your shade in place. So now you've got your shade in the frame, and that's assembled. So open your latches, install the top part of your shade, shut the latches. That's it, and it's in. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. That's what the inside is going to look like. So that part is done. So now we're going to install the glass into the other half of the frame. That's going to go right on here. That's going to sit down right inside your frame. Make sure you're on a flat surface. Press on the edges. Alright, now that we got our window and our shade ready to go in, we're going to pull the old window out. I've got a little bit of tape so we can put a little bit of tape on the outside of the window frame so it doesn't want to fall out on us. I've got our clips, a couple screwdrivers, and a little hammer to tap the clips in place. So let's head over there. Alright. So this was our solution before. Not a very good look, but it has done the job for us. What I did notice, having that cover on there, the bottom of the window is kind of warped. So it's a reflective piece, so I'm wondering if the heat coming in from this window just heated up this frame so much that it started to warp. Didn't really see that until we started kind of looking in here and thinking about replacing this window. So we're going to take our clips, and they're just going to go in. There's little notches up under the window, so we're just going to tap those in place, tap them in, and that'll release all the clips. All the clips have to be released at the same time to pull the frame out. So those go in really easy. Obviously, we didn't need to use a hammer. We're going to pop that right out. So there's your clips. So now we're going to take the tape off, pop this right out the other side. Once you get started breaking the seal on the outside, it comes off a little easier, but initially it's definitely tight. So our glass is trying to come out. There we go. So here's the difference. Old, new. So definitely going to be a big improvement over this frosted glass. Alright, so what I'm going to do, just to kind of prevent our glass from wanting to fall out, I mean, it shouldn't, but that would be a bad deal if it did try to fall out. So around the very edge, I'm just going to put a little piece in here. On the very edge, just fold that in so it doesn't want to fall out on us. We're going to be moving it around and standing it up. And the last thing we want is for that to try to fall out. So once we've got our window sitting in there, I'll put a couple pieces of tape back on the outside. Instructions to do this are not clear. They give you pretty good instructions for getting the window shade itself put in the frame, but the instructions for getting the old window out and putting the new one in, not very good. Alright, so now we're going to take our inside frame and we're going to install it right over what we've got in here so far. These clips are going to grab and push everything together and pull everything in tight. So once it starts clipping in place, this is where you're going to probably need an extra set of hands. Somebody to go on the outside and hold that outside frame so you can push and sandwich this new window frame in place. So, not super impressed with the clip style windows. Seems like it's really hard, or would be really hard, to get those tight enough to make sure they seal. But I had Erica get up on the outside of the steps and I shut the door as much as I could, like in here, and I had her come up out here and she pushed on the outside and I pushed on the inside, and we really got it to snap in as tight as we could get it. So once it's clipped in place, I don't think it's not going anywhere, but you know, you definitely want to make sure to get it as tight as you can get it so that it seals up. So now we got that all done. Here it is. There we go. One Lippert Thin Shade installed. So another benefit of the Lippert style Thin Shade is that you are able to remove this shade. So if something would ever happen to this shade and you need to get in there and mess with the cables, all you have to do is unclip the latches and you can take the shade out. Do what you gotta do and then put the shade back in. So, you know, definitely an advantage over some of the other aftermarket models that clip in, and then once it's in, you can't really do anything. You can't work on it without taking the frame out again. So, you know, overall, not a hard job. It wasn't difficult. It looks really nice. After I take the tape off. So that's definitely a huge improvement over that frosted glass. We'll be able to raise that up, see out. So yeah, like it a lot. All right, that's going to do it. Hope you guys picked up some tips on installing your Lippert Thin Shade. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys down the road.